Service friends, I'm Orpheus Praxis. Today we'll touch that edge of reality where emptiness isn't absence, but a field of possibilities. We're used to thinking the universe is only what can be seen, measured, and described by formulas. But what if the very structure of reality breathes something else? A hidden harmony, a mysterious wave of emptiness that connects all phenomena into a unified whole. Today, we'll journey together into this immersion to unveil another layer of the cosmos. And in this extraordinary exploration about the wave of emptiness, about the hidden symmetry of existence, our gathering today will bring you the story.
Okay, so let's unpack this. What if the universe, in all its vastness, what if it was missing a fundamental piece in how we understand it? Today, we're diving deep into a pioneering quantum topological framework. It introduces this really profound concept, the wave function of the void.
That's right.
And our mission for you, the listener, is to explore how this new perspective, how it aims to resolve some of the biggest cosmic mysteries out there.
Yeah, really fundamental ones.
Exactly. We're talking about the reversibility paradox of entropy, like why does the universe only seem to get messier?
Even though the basic laws work forwards and backwards in time.
Right. And then there's the initial condition enigma. How did the early universe start in such a seemingly perfect, low-entropy state?
A huge question.
And of course, the singularity dilemma right at the very beginning, where, our current math just breaks down.
It really does. And what's truly compelling here, I think, is that this framework argues that maybe these inconsistencies, maybe they stem from not fully understanding what we call empty space, the vacuum.
Ah, okay. So not really empty then.
Not entirely, no.
No.
It proposes this dual structure, like our observable universe is just one side of a cosmic coin.
And the other side is this void.
Exactly, a dynamic void. And it's hinting at a fundamental hidden symmetry underlying reality, something we might have just overlooked.
So hang on, if I'm getting this right, we're not just talking about matter and energy anymore, but an active, dynamic nothingness that influences everything.
Precisely, that's the core idea.
Wow. That's quite a shift from how we usually think about space. So how does this wave function of the void, how does it actually interact with the stuff we can see?
Well, the model defines the universe's total wave function as a superposition, two components.
Okay.
There's the familiar wave function for matter and energy, everything we see and touch. And then there's this new wave function of the void. Think of it like a cosmic seesaw. Or maybe like a giant cosmic breath, As one side increases in influence, the other decreases.
So they're balanced.
In a way, yes. The void isn't just passive empty space. It encodes the latent potentiality and expansion of the vacuum itself.
Okay.
So as matter disperses, gets messier, the void's influence, its sort of probability increases. It reflects this universal expansion and contraction dynamic.
And this breathing, this harmonic dance.
Yeah.
That has huge implications for something like entropy, right?
Actually.
Because the source material seems to redefine entropy, not just particles scattering randomly, but as the void kind of inhaling complexity.
That's a great way to put it. Yes, it reframes it.
Which means you wouldn't need the universe to start in that incredibly unlikely, perfect low entropy state anymore.
Exactly. It potentially resolves that initial condition enigma. Entropy becomes an intrinsic property, a natural shift in this probability density between matter and void.
So it's just part of the system's rhythm, not some cosmic accident we have to explain away.
Precisely. A built-in rhythm. And it even suggests that time itself, the arrow of time, emerges from the phase dynamics of this total wave function.
Whoa, okay. Phase dynamics, how does that work?
Imagine two waves,
right?
Slightly out of sync. That slight difference, that phase disparity between the matter component and the void component. That's what gives time its direction, its arrow. That one-way flow we all experience. It's like a built-in cosmic clock driven by this matter-void interaction.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot to wrap our heads around. So if the universe is constantly breathing like this, and time is tied to that rhythm, what does this model say about the overall shape of the universe and, its ultimate fate? Because it sounds like it has some mind-bending ideas there, too.
It does indeed. The presence of this wave function of the void, for the math to work out coherently, it actually necessitates that the universe itself is fundamentally closed.
Closed, like finite.
Finite, yes, but without an edge. Specifically, a compact three-sphere. Now, don't let the term three-sphere sound too intimidating.
Okay, I'll try.
Think of it like the 2D surface of a regular ball, but just add an extra dimension. So it's a 3D surface in a hypothetical 4D space. Finite, but if you travel in any direction, you eventually come back to where you started. No boundary.
Ah, I see. Like Pac-Man, but in 3D?
Kind of.
Yeah.
And this topological closure, it naturally helps resolve issues like singularities.
Because there's no single starting point.
Exactly. No infinitely dense point where everything begins or ends. It's topologically continuous, smooth. It even suggests that space-time geometry itself emerges from the total amplitude of these combined wave functions.
So geometry isn't fundamental, it's emergent.
That's the idea. Linking it directly to gravitational dynamics in a new way.
Okay, so stepping back, what does this all mean for us? It feels like this research is offering, well, a foundational mechanism. It seems to resolve entropy and time asymmetry through this harmonic redistribution, the cosmic breathing.
Yes, the seesaw effect.
It gets rid of singularities using this topological closure, this three-sphere idea. No Big Bang crunch point.
Right, it avoids the infinities.
And it even establishes geometry, space, and time as an emergent process driven by these fundamental waves.
I think another really compelling aspect is how it unifies quantum mechanics with this specific cosmological shape, the three-sphere.
And it does this just by making the wave function complete, by adding the void part back in.
Exactly, by restoring this duality. And crucially, it does this without needing to invent extraneous parameters or exotic new particles we haven't found.
So it's more about understanding what was potentially already there, just unseen.
Precisely. It's presented as a kind of profound simplification in a way, restoring completeness.
This work, it really invites you, the listener, to explore the symmetries that might underpin reality's deeper structure. Are they fractal? Maybe even related to things like the golden ratio. We don't know yet.
Fascinating possibilities.
It definitely challenges us to look beyond what we can immediately see or measure, to consider these unseen hidden forces or structures shaping our cosmos. And it makes you wonder, what other fundamental pieces of the puzzle might still be waiting for us, hidden perhaps in the very space all around us?
There is much to reflect on, and let these reflections continue in silence, where the mind lets go of patterns and only pure seeing remains, until we meet again in the space of understanding. Subscribe to walk this path together with us. I am Orpheus Praxis, wishing you all clarity. Namaste.